Hi, I'm Bob Becker, Executive Director of Prime Senior Centers, and this is Prime Time with Bob. And I'm with a guy that is a visionary and lives with birds, flowers, and Christmas lights. Michael Desplaines, you are the president, the head of, the king of the Botanical Garden?
Well, I'm certainly the king of the flamingo throne.
I was going to say, they're really precious.
Yeah.
They're pecking your head, you know.
Yeah. It's not the Iron Throne, it's the flamingo throne. Yeah, I'm really, really lucky and grateful to have what I consider the best job in the world.
What a domain.
It's an amazing place.
Yeah. Hey, okay, so that's why the last time we talked, which I think was in April,
I think so.
the topic of discussion was, are your bathrooms open?
Yeah. What a world.
It's been crazy, hasn't it?
It's been crazy. And in some ways I look back and think it was 20 years ago. And then I think, where did the summer go? Where did fall go? Christmas lights start in a week or two. I mean, and I think that bodes well. We'll get through winter quickly. Vaccines in the spring, back to normal next summer. So it could be.
You heard it right here.
Yeah, it certainly could be better, of course. And a lot of people are hurting. But let's focus on the positive, and that I think the last few months have gone by, at least for us, I feel, quickly. And we can continue to stay safe, manage this giant public health risk.
Yeah. Well, let me take it personal with you because once I heard your bathrooms were reopened, we renewed our annual membership, and it was really cool because we could find some sanity in the insanity for a half hour. We come out and see those birds that are behind your head.
Yep.
Or come out and have lunch in an outdoor area, and really have some respite. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Open.
What I like too is that I could see other people safely. Like I could wave to people, I could talk to people from a distance. There's plenty of room to spread out. But it was just nice to see the community outside of on a screen, on my phone, from a car, or at work inside with masks on. It was just, it's nice to see other humans.
Yeah. Now to prove that I'm a probing investigative reporter, what happened to the birds behind you?
They flew back to their permanent home in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, it was really a cool exhibit. And that again was another example of your creativity, because the staff really kind of led that deal, didn't they?
Yeah, so we have to plan things out at least a year, if not 2 years out, of what we're gonna bring and what we're gonna do, either because we've got to make it in-house or you rent it from somebody else who's done it. So we knew we wanted to, this was, over a year ago, way before COVID, we wanted to have something around plants that was fun, that wasn't too serious, but definitely involved horticulture. So I had known that my colleague and friend at the Franklin Park Conservatory in Columbus had this flamingo exhibit, because I had gone out a summer or two ago to go see it. And it was so much fun, and they had them all over the garden and the conservatory, and flamingo stuff in the gift shop. And it was great. And I thought, well, this would be really neat. So I let him know, I said, hey, when you're ready to ever lend these out, I would love to have them. So he gave me a call a year after that and said, hey, next summer you can rent them from us. So we said, awesome. And, they trucked them over. We got them here in April. And then all the begonias that you see behind me that are inside them, we planted, and then they grew until June. So they're little tiny plugs that get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then we sort of babysat them till June, and that's when we put them out into the garden. And then they were here through about Columbus Day.
Now you realize you could have gone to Ollie's and just gotten the pink ones.
See, can you? I don't know.
I don't know. Can you still? Okay, this is a question you've never been asked by Channel 13, but it's a very important one. How's your mom?
That's awesome. She's great. I just went to Northwest Pennsylvania to see her a couple weekends ago. She's doing really good. They haven't had a hard frost yet, so she was all excited to show me her flowers.
Now, the whole reason I'm asking you that is because the last time you and I talked, you had 1,000 views by the afternoon, and it's because your mother pushed it out.
Probably.
So hi to all of her friends.
She pre-election, she couldn't take it anymore, so she went off of social media.
But we're going to
So
get it
she's
back.
been in social media blackout. So we'll see if post-election she will reemerge.
Now, I bring that up because we're going to talk about the biggest family community event coming up, and that's the holidays, the holiday lights. I didn't get the name right because we got to put Dominion in there, right?
Dominion Energy Garden of Lights.
Yeah, but you know what? It's an event that the Batcher family has been doing for a bunch of years.
Oh, many families.
So, okay, I don't have to walk this year. I can just drive it.
Yeah, you can't walk this year. So we made the decision very early on during the pandemic that the show would be drive only. Years ago when it started, it always was a drive show. We added a night or two to walk through it. That became more popular. That turned into 10 nights, turned into last year, I think it was almost well over a month of walking with just a couple weeks of driving. But we knew this year that walking with crowds and limitations on how many we can have on site per state order, it would be too difficult. So we would make the difficult decision that it would be drive-through only because people really do love, way more people walk through the lights now than drive. But what that also did is let us design from the very beginning a drive-through show. A drive-through show is going to be very different than a walk-through show, even though they're both beautiful and exciting. You know, a drive-through show, you're seeing it from here and some limited up and down. But you really want those elements to come in at you that way. So the designer, who is a horticulturalist here and has been here for years, she's our head designer of the show.
Brilliant.
Yeah, Linda Saunders. She had done that, so she knew from the very beginning, this is how the guest is going to experience it, and this is what we can bring them in. Every year, she's always bringing in new elements, too. She's adding things and changing things and switching things out, so it always looks different, too. I think people will be very happy with the drive-through show this year, and I expect it to be very popular because there's not very much you can do right now due to social distancing and group size limits.
Well, I want to applaud you because a lot of organizations have just said, okay, we're taking a year off. But you all realize that that's an important component of the holiday spirit. Now, I got to take a little inside. When I use my annual membership, see, I don't have to come to see something. I can just have an experience. So it's really cool to walk through the garden, and once the lights are up, walk through the garden during the day.
Yeah, we're testing them.
Visualize what you think the lights might look like when you drive through.
Well, and you can also, we're testing them. So some days, a lot of times you're walking through the garden and there's whole sections that are on.
That's right. Now, you had a synchronized, in full disclosure, you had a synchronized section, which always kind of confused me because I have no rhythm and I can't count. So the lights didn't connect with the music for me, but they did with my wife. So we had this big discussion. I don't have to worry about that anymore either, right?
Yeah, the sync show has been transitioned out. It was an old technology that we were using. It was well over a decade old. And every night it had an issue. And the worst part about driving through a section of a light show is the whole section's out, right? So we made the decision, do we have it all blinking, or do we have something and that half the time it's not blinking because the whole section went down and you can't wait for it to come back up because you're driving through. So it's being replaced by something different, and I can assure you, everyone who comes knows our show is always great. It will still be great this year. But the old sync show is gone. There'll definitely be some new elements. Last year we added these really cool new uplights in the trees that are very ethereal, and the shading and the colors move, and was very sort of Lord of the Rings. You know, it was so cool. So there's always something new and different. So don't worry.
I mentioned your mom. Did you grow up with lights at the holiday time?
Yes, I'm so glad you said that. So I grew up in southern New England, and there was a Catholic shrine in Massachusetts nearby that had one of the largest religious light shows in the country. And of course, as a good little French Catholic, I was taken there every Christmas to walk through and see it. And it was awesome. I mean, when to walk around acres and acres of Christmas lights when you're a little kid was awesome. So yeah, I've always had the Christmas lights bug in me.
So it's a positive experience. You remember it as we put the kids in the car while we had the Christmas elf came to the house and left PJs.
Oh, that was smart. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. But what happened was I don't know boundaries. So I would go looking for the most gaudiest lights I could find, which meant we were in the car much too long.
Probably.
So I got in trouble every year.
And then you came
it wasn't
back
until we moved here and I brought the family to the Garden of Lights, that I finally had success.
Yeah.
So on all levels, this show is a master success for the Bachelor family.
I'm so happy. We
Yeah.
could bring your family joy, and I mean hundreds of others, thousands to come.
Now, I was one of those also, though, would pick the night that it was going to be clear skies and 70, because I would drop the top in my convertible.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
and put friends in the back seat where they got all the
I
wind.
think it's a great idea. We have people come in pickup trucks, and the kids sometimes and the mom are in the back, and they're all in blankets, and yeah, it's a fun experience.
We got like a minute left, so I got to talk turkey here. How much?
Okay.
How much is
Oh
it
my
cost?
God! I honestly, here's the thing. I don't know because I'm only in charge, and they don't tell me anything.
So go to the website.
Go to the website. So NorfolkBotanicalGarden.org or NBG Lights. I mean, we've got a lot of other little, if you just.
But it's the greatest value in town.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why I don't know the flat price, because we're doing a dynamic pricing this year. So when you want to come affects the ticket price. And the idea for that is to try and get people to come on quieter nights, let's say a Tuesday night, as opposed to Friday night at 6 o'clock or Saturday night at 6 o'clock. So if you're on if you're on a budget and money, you can pick and choose. So we're also, because of COVID, trying to do as much ticketless contact as we can. So you can go online, buy your tickets, including your time slot ahead of time. It'll be on your phone. So that's why I don't know anything.
And stuff you can buy in a food truck from your
Yep.
pickup truck.
The cafe will have the food truck. So after you pass the ticket booth and show them your ticket and we scan it, you'll hit the food truck. And I think someone comes out and says, do you want anything hot chocolate or something? You don't have to get out of your car.
I want to go find a friend with a pickup truck, because that sounds cool.
It is. Or a Jeep, top down in the Jeep.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. People
Michael,
decorate too. Some cars will come all decorated. So make it an event.
Cool. Michael, thanks for having not just a vision, but the commitment to let your staff play with it.
Well, I've got the best team in the business. I've always said that. You can only do great things with great people, and I've got the best.
Yeah,
and this community is the best. They support what we do, and that helps too.
And say hi to your mom.
I will.
Okay, cool. Hey, keep in mind, stay safe and stay connected. Till next time. Thanks a lot.